Yo, 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 yo. What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Max and Juan Cast live show. We back in the dungeon. Max, how you doing today, my brother?
Doing good, man. It's nice to see you in person for a change, bro.
We got, go ahead.
Oh, yeah,
There you go, dog.
Yeah,
I just seen you last Friday, but
that's all right.
But we back in the dungeon, bro. Of course, we got our lights. Got a little Lonnie right here. If you know, you know.
Lonnie.
But welcome to the show, guys. As always, we're gonna do our pick'ems. We're gonna give you score predictions, all that good stuff. Max, any headlines do you want to go into before we start picking up the games? Any thoughts, opinions, anything you want to get off your chest? Besides subscribing to the channel, but
yeah. Other than that, you got me last week by one. It was the football team, aka the Commandees, that did me in. This week we got some different ones, so I think this week is really going to be the test. Like, I think you might have the lead, or I might even have a greater lead. I mean, we're gonna have to see, because you always copy me.
I don't copy you. We make our picks separate. I feel like you copy me because I give you my picks.
I already have the picks done, dude. So.
And I don't know that.
You got to trust the integrity of the pod.
Job's not finished. No.
We're on to Cincinnati.
But as you guys can see on the bottom ticker, Max is 36-28 overall. I'm 34-30. I'm only 2 games behind, ladies and gentlemen. I'm catching up. Max thought he was gonna go ahead and ride out the season with a comfortable lead. I'm on his ass though. Of course, last week, like he said, I'm 10-6. He went 9-7. Got a little 1 game up on him. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, comment down below, all that good stuff. You guys have been killing it lately. We appreciate all the love and support that we get. Road to 1,000. All right. If you know, you know. Let's go backwards, Max. I want to start backwards because I feel like the games are kind of weak in the beginning. And I want to give the audience,
okay, yeah,
you know what I mean? I get you.
Yeah,
see what I mean?
Totally know why you want to start backwards, asshole.
Okay, it's really for Sunday night though, because I feel like that's the best game of the week. But
okay,
let's go ahead and start for Monday Night Football. We got the Las Vegas Raiders 1-3 traveling to Kansas City 3-1, coming off the ass beating of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And some of the betting info for this one: Raiders +7, Kansas City -345 for the money line, Las Vegas +270. Over under for this one is 51 points. Injuries on the Raiders side: Foster Monroe, questionable. Rock Ya-Sin with a knee, questionable. Hunter Renfrow, concussion, questionable. Injuries on the Chiefs side: Harrison Bucker. Is it Buckner? Does it have an N in it? Doesn't it have an N?
Bucker?
Bucker?
I don't know how to say it.
I don't know. I've always been saying
Buckner.
I've always said it with an N lately.
Butker. It's Butker.
I don't fucking know. But he has an ankle. He is out still. Trey Smith, pec injury, questionable. And L'Jarius Sneed, as I like to say, ankle, questionable. All right, look, Max. Do the Raiders have a chance? I want to hear your opinion on it.
No, I don't think they do have a chance.
Nothing,
man.
not a fighting chance.
Maybe if the Chiefs had a really emotional game last week, but I think there's just a talent discrepancy in these two teams.
In what way?
I hate to say this, but it starts with the quarterback, where Derek Carr is really good and Patrick Mahomes is Hall of Fame.
What about Matt Ryan and Patrick Mahomes, though? There was a quarterback discrepancy there.
Well, with that, I feel like Kansas City missed like 4 field goals because they're a shitty kicker. And I think Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid kind of had something cooked up against Tampa's defense was a lot better. Your defense, it's feisty. It's not nearly as talented as Tampa. Honestly, Kansas City surprised me last week. They ran for like 180 yards on the Bucs defense. That's huge. I don't think you guys are going to be able to stop them. And once you guys can't stop the run and it's Mahomes time, that's when it's dangerous. I don't remember the last time you beat him. Maybe it was at week 3 in Kansas City all those years ago. It
was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Sorry. It almost was almost an eternity ago, it feels like. I just don't think the Raiders have enough. They're a little too light in the ass for this one.
Nah, I mean, you have valid points. I don't think you're trying to put me down or, being a quote unquote hater, But I actually think the Raiders have a chance here, and I'm going to play devil's advocate, and it's not even because I'm a Raider fan.
No shit.
It's really
Okay.
not though. I've gone against the Raiders before on the pod multiple times.
You haven't gone against them once this year?
Not this year, because I truly feel like they could have won every single game. Am I wrong in that?
No, not completely wrong.
No, it's not like, oh yeah, you're way off on that one, pal. Like, but this is my playing devil's advocate here for the Raiders. Okay, the Chiefs coming off an emotional game against the Tampa Bay.
I don't
Buccaneers.
think it was emotional.
I think that's complete bullshit. Chris Collinsworth and Mike Tirico talked to the players during the week, and what was the main vocal point? It was like for
revenge
that game?
For Super Bowl,
right? And I know how stupid that sounds. Like, oh, revenge. Like, what the fuck? They still got a ring. Like, what are they gonna do about it? I feel like Mahomes and Andy Reid really did care about embarrassing them in their fucking stadium and tearing them a new asshole. Like, even the fact that they came out with the direct snap to the tight end and using those trick plays, every fucking playbook, like emptying out the clip for this one. It was just one of those type of games. And I feel like they're underestimating the Raiders a little bit. They don't have the same mojo coming into these games where the Raiders just give them more reason to for the Chiefs to kick their ass. So there's no John Gruden aspect.
So you think there'd be more fear if you're a Raider fan if the Raiders were like rolling right now? If like the Raiders were 3-1 playing Kansas City rather than 1-3.
That, and I feel like if Gruden was still on, our head coach, because Andy Reid's always had something to prove against John Gruden. It's Andy Reid has that chip on the shoulder, like John thinks he's better than me, but I'm gonna fuck him up. And then the fact that the Raiders stopped on the field last year on their logo, they got their ass kicked. And then even before that, though, when the Raiders finally did win in Kansas City 2 years ago, they went around the stadium.
Yeah, they lived it up
on the bus.
Yeah,
So the Chiefs, for a couple years now, they've been like, fuck the Raiders. Like, we have every reason why to beat you. This year, it's a little bit different. What the fuck does Andy Reid have against Josh McDaniels?
Well, I think it's a chance for the Chiefs to really effectively kind of put it into the Raiders season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, let's not underestimate that fact. If you guys go 1-4, which is a possibility, it's looking pretty bleak for any chance of a playoff run or anything. So the Raiders, this is a must-win game. You can't go 1-4 and realistically have a chance to make the playoffs in the loaded AFC, and especially the AFC West. One big thing I would say if I'm a Raider guy and I want the Raiders to win this game is last week, the ability to run the ball, the O-line looked much better. Only difference is that this D-line, I think it's pretty freaking good. Chris Jones.
It is.
Yeah, maybe. I know they're still a little weak against the run.
Their front seven is pretty decent. Yeah. Nick Bolton kind of shoved it in our face and said, fuck you. I don't care if I'm a midget. I'm still going to be a good linebacker. Shout out to our draft analysts.
Sorry, Nick.
I was on that boat too. He fucked us both up, but Nick Bolton has turned into a pretty good player.
He's really good, yeah.
Like you said, Chris Jones.
Ugly number though.
Ugh. Yeah, it is.
Is he 32?
Yeah, 32. Something in the 30s.
He's 50 to start with. Now he's soft.
But my whole thing is, I think on the Raiders side, going on the offensive end, I don't think they're gonna have an answer for Devontae Adams. I think last week.
Maybe not an answer for Mac Hollins.
Possibly, hopefully Hunter Renfrow plays. But I think the Raiders finally found out two things. Number one, the offensive line issues. They finally stuck with a combination, and I think they got Miller.
Well, I think they also put them in a position to succeed rather than just.
But that's the thing, though, Max. The Raiders already lead the league in most combinations at the line. I'm saying,
but they weren't just like, let's drop back every play. It's like let's run the ball, let's keep a tight end in the block, and someone to chip. Josh Jacobs might be the X factor for this game for the Raiders.
Yeah,
he looks good. Looks good.
The Raiders are 8-1, Max, when Josh Jacobs gets the ball 15 plus times.
Well, I mean, that's a stat. That's nice to know, but it would indicate that you guys are kind of up and having to run the ball.
I mean, you give the ball to Josh Jacobs, good things happen. It seems like
it does seem like,
but
he's a talented guy.
Yeah, I think we found the combination with Munford at right tackle because Jermaine Illuminor is a fucking trash can.
Turnstile.
Oh my goodness, he is freaking terrible.
You know how it's like about the Steelers and they how they could just scout receivers for days. You guys can't scout O-line at all.
Seems like it. Besides Colin Miller,
no.
But yeah, I think those are. And then the other factor I wanted to bring up is Carr was actually running the ball last week, and that's huge because you watch the Raiders games the first 3 weeks. It was like, dude, how many times, Max, have I had this talk with you when I'm like, I don't understand it about Carr. He's such a great athlete. He never wants to show it off.
No.
And last week he did. He showed why, like, dude, like Carr has ran a 4.6. That's not fucking unathletic, bro. That's pretty good for a fucking quarterback.
White. He's white, bro. When you're white, he doesn't look as cool. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest. It's like, I would say like it's faster than guys like Carson Wentz and stuff back in the day. I thought Jalen Hurts, I don't even think ran that fast.
No.
You know what I mean? Or maybe somewhere around there. But it's just kind of Carr, the way he kind of moves. Sometimes he can look a little like scared in the pocket, but I think the Raiders, they have a chance. I wouldn't bet on it. I'm like I said, I'm going.
Do they cover?
The Chiefs. What's the spread?
7.
No, I think the Chiefs are going to get them late in the game. Yeah. What's the magic number for like sacks on Mahomes? Because how many times do you think you're going to be around him and not bring him down? That's going to like.
I tell you one thing: don't let Max Crosby ruin the game.
Yeah,
they better hope, and I know they are. They're going to account for him.
Yeah, they better.
But if they don't, he's going to wreck the game, and we will win.
I'm just Max Crosby's elite. Max Crosby's getting so many pressures, but it's like fucking Mahomes, dude. He's just scampering around.
Max Crosby, if you want to say a weakness about him, he's not that great of a tackler when it comes to quarterbacks.
No,
it's like he can't get him on the ground consistently.
He's so excited.
Yeah,
so excited.
He's there so fucking fast. But don't let Max Crosby ruin the game because we will win easily.
I agree. So what's your score?
I'm rolling with the Raiders, baby. I'm rolling with the Raiders. 1-point game. I think they win. Their season's on the line. I think the more desperate team wins here. I think the Chiefs are underestimating the Raiders. There's a lot of reasons why we can steal this game. I'm going Raiders 31-30.
I think it's going to be a close game, but the Chiefs are going to pull away at the end 35-21. I'm worried about a Raider miscue that's going to kind of sink the game because the way the Raiders are won, you know it as well as I do. If they make mistakes, it kind of really puts that margin for winning low. Where the Chiefs are so talented and have Mahomes, they can make mistakes and win the game.
Yeah. And I just want to say this. I mean, Deshaun Jackson's not on the team no more, so we don't got to worry about any of those miscues.
Okay. Don't worry. Darren Waller's been trying to make up for him.
I know, right? Let's go ahead and hit the marquee game of the week. This is why I wanted to start backwards. Sunday Night Football. We got the Cincinnati Bengals traveling to the Baltimore Ravens. Both of these teams are 2-2. Bengals are 3 points underdog in this one. Money line Cincinnati plus 143. Baltimore is minus 170. And the over-under is 48 points. Injuries on the Bengals side. Drew Sample on IR still. T. Higgins, ankle questionable. And DJ Reader with a knee. He's on IR, out for the season. That's tough. That was last week, right?
Yeah, he might come back late, but IR minimum of a month. That's a big chunk of time
loss
for him.
And he's been playing dominant.
And he's their run defense. Kind of just him.
Exactly. Injuries on the Ravens side. Surprised this list is not longer.
I can't fit more on the graphic, so it can't be longer.
Ronnie Stanley, ankle questionable. Rashad Bateman, foot questionable. And Michael Pierce, another defensive tackle that's very talented, biceps on IR.
Trust me, there's also like 5 other people like Justin Houston, who's old, Tyus Bowser. There's so many guys hurt for this Baltimore team one. And I'm going to go with this. This is a game that it's like old versus new. Baltimore's been there since Ray Lewis. They've been kind of running this division, been in the lead with Pittsburgh. I think we can say Pittsburgh, it's not your year this year. Like we had too much faith in Mike Tomlin. Baltimore, you're 2-2, you should be 4-0. Cincinnati should be 3-1. They're 2-2. I feel like this is the game that's going to really decide stuff. I know we still got the Browns kind of lingering about, but this is the first division game?
I think so. No, I think the Browns the Browns played the Steelers on Thursday.
Oh, this is like the powerhouse. Steelers don't matter. Like I said, this is a powerhouse. Oh man, it's Burrow versus Lamar. You're going to see so much magic. You're going to see a guy with almost second nature pocket presence. I would say Joe Burrow's pocket presence is so freaking good. And Lamar's like, I'm so athletic. I can kind of not have the best, but I can still make plays. And I don't know who to pick. I'm scared.
Yeah, this one is tough. I think a problem with the Baltimore Ravens is that they kind of moved away from being that defensive line that's more big than fast. I think they're switching over to more of a finesse and speed type of way, especially with Odafe, who runs like a 4.4, 4.3 or something crazy athlete.
But I don't feel like that's
they're weak. They're
Baltimore.
light in the ass though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Odafe's speed makes up for the lack of. It's like, can somebody rush the passer one? Can somebody win a 1-on-1 where you guys don't have to blitz? And they kind of, I feel like Baltimore is going to win this game. They got to get some turnovers. They got to get a tip ball. Calais. I mean, Calais is really showing his age this year. I don't see the same pop that I've seen.
Well, they have Justin Houston also, right?
Yeah, the other guy who's a little long in the tooth at this point in his
little
career.
long. I mean,
long in the tooth.
One little cool stat that I seen today about the Baltimore Ravens. How many seconds or minutes? How long do you think they have trailed in the game throughout 4 weeks?
3 minutes?
14 seconds.
Are you serious?
They've only trailed in the game for 14 seconds.
That had to be the end of my... Yeah, it had to be then. Oh, no. Yeah, if I think about it, they didn't lose to the last second in Buffalo. They didn't lose. They
lose to the last second in Miami, basically. There was only a couple seconds left.
And they won the last two.
Yeah,
they were never...
So if you want to talk about a team that feels like they should be 4-0, it's the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah.
And I know me and you, we put out some clips about the Ravens, with the whole Lamar situation. And I still feel like that, even after seeing that stat. I truly feel like they need to get more talent around them, or it's gonna be blood in the water for them for another superstar.
Well, their O-line is so banged up. They're on their third left tackle. Their center's been banged up. They're starting at right tackle Falele, who we liked in the draft process, but
too early though.
Yeah, this isn't your time to shine, and he's been okay, but where's Ronnie Stanley? Where's that guy at? He's the Michael Thomas of the team. It's like, you're really good, but where are you?
No.
They need him. They got JK back. That's going to be a big help. And with maybe DJ Reader out, I think they're going to be able to run the ball a little bit better. And they need to be a team that kind of relies on the run, because you're not a team that's going to rely on the pass, Baltimore. That's not what you're built to do.
And J.K. Dobbins didn't look that good last week. I know it was his first week back from injury, but, I
think he looked good. It was wet. It was Buffalo's got a good defense. Their O-line's not that good. But Gus Bus is coming back soon, too. That should help out this team.
They need it. They need it bad because they're one-dimensional, right? They're Lamar-centric.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
That's all they are. And speaking of...
Go ahead. No, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, speaking of running backs, Joe Mixon, he needs to get the fuck going because he's been slow. And yeah, maybe, offensive line, of course, they've been shitty the first 4 weeks. And I don't think that's an understatement, even with them winning 2 in a row. I still think there's some problems up front, more in the passing game than the running game.
Will Baltimore's D-line be able to take advantage of those problems? I don't really know. I don't think so. I'm just betting on that somebody in the secondary makes the play. Because Joe Burrow's aggressive. He's not someone who's scared to throw the ball down the field. Marcus Peters had a pick, I believe.
Does Joe Burrow throw a pick in this game?
I would bet. I'm picking the Ravens to win. So yeah, I'm going to say he has a pick.
I like the Bengals in this game, Max. I think it's going to come down to Joe Mixon in the run game for the Cincinnati Bengals. I think he gets back on track. He's way too talented of a running back to be held to less than 100 yards within 5 weeks. I think this is going to be the game. The Ravens have a weak front seven. Their defense is not all that good. They're young and with a mixture of very, very old players. So that's not typically a good combination. Bengals 28-24.
I'm going Baltimore 27-24. It's going to be a close game. Yeah. Maybe Sunday Night Football gets something good for a change.
Hopefully. I mean, it's been bad luck fucking through in and throughout, man. So this is where we take a little break.
No. You're going to fuck my team? Are you serious?
It's not a good game, Max.
All right.
Well, it'll be a good transition.
Okay.
So now I want to get into the portion of the power rankings. Okay. As you guys can see from the thumbnail, we have power rankings for you guys within 4 weeks. This is usually the quarterway point when it was 16 games. Now it's like
it's quarter. It's like
3.5.
3.9.
Yeah, 3.9. We're there, but I want to say we're through with the first quarter of the season. Okay. And me and Max said, let's do a top 5. So breaking down your top 5, Max, what was your criteria? What did you look at? Did you look at just record? Did you look at, they're better than their record says?
I thought I picked teams that won. They all had good records. It wasn't the deal breaker because if it was all about record, you have to have Philadelphia won. I don't have Philadelphia won. I looked at teams with really a lot of talent and how well they're playing. So that's why I went with Buffalo's number 1. And they have the best quarterback in football. Sorry, Patrick Mahomes, you're really close. It's neck and neck. It's kind of a pick 'em. But I just think Buffalo is the best team in football right now.
So you got Buffalo 1, Kansas City 2, Eagles 3,
yes, sir,
Green Bay 4, and San Francisco at 5. Yep. Shout out to Joey.
I just wanted to see my son smile.
So why do you have Frisco 5? I mean,
I'm a big believer in that defense, and I'm a huge believer in Jimmy G's better than fucking Trey Lance, and that's all it takes. And goddamn Deebo Samuel, wow, what a play on Monday Night Football. They kind of took it to the Rams out to the woodshed like they kind of typically do. But I say this, and I'm going to say this in the playoffs. Jimmy G can't be trusted. So I just believe in them, man. The way they're built, like they can win playoff games, even though this dude sucks at quarterback. We've seen it 3 years in a row or 2 years in a row.
Yeah. I get you, but to me, they still have some issues. I don't think the quarterback situation is
ideal.
It's I don't feel like it's like last year. I think it's a little bit worse.
I agree.
Trent Williams, left tackle, is out. It didn't really show last week or Monday night, whatever the fuck the game was. I think they took advantage of a really bad offensive line from the LA Rams. I mean, they're terrible up front. And the Niners fucking they were a nightmare for them.
Yeah.
Hufanga was all over the place. They blitzed like crazy.
That guy is really good. He's I think he was your gem.
I mean, as far as right now, he's the best safety in the league as far as like playing wise. He's been making the most plays. He's everywhere for fucking tackles. I mean, he's just fucking playing out of his mind. And of course, Nick Bosa, who I've always thought he was better than Joey Bosa. I've always put him in that top echelon of rushers, even when he was hurt.
Yeah, you almost have him as good as Max Crosby, I think.
Yeah, no, he's better than Max Crosby. That's the one guy I'm
trying to throw you a lob, bro. You don't want to dunk it.
I can't do that. Nick Bosa is a
I would say this. I know Eric Armstead's banged up. They have really, I would say, mismanaged their defensive tackles. They don't have anyone I'm like scared of anymore. Yeah. Like Armstead's good, but looking back, and I told you this, and this is like an old topic. I don't want to get too far into it. After that Super Bowl year, you should have just drafted a fucking quarterback and kept DeForest Buckner.
Yeah,
should have just made that a strength to your team instead of waiting 1 year and losing a good player because Kinlaw's a bust so far. I don't give a fuck how good he looked in that picture. He can't get on the field. He's hurt.
Yeah.
I like the guy. We liked him coming out.
Yeah. Look, I don't trust them. I really don't. They're going to be a good team when it comes down to certain matchups. And I just think they match up very well with the Rams. They beat their ass all the time.
I think they match up well just in play, like in big games because of their trenches.
Yeah. When it comes down to a muck it up game, they're the fucking poster boy for that.
Yeah.
They're going to win every time. But do I trust them against Kansas City? Do I trust them against the Buffalo Bills? Do I trust them against even the Dolphins, the Packers? I don't.
Who's your 1 and 2?
My list is Buffalo 1, the Eagles 2.
Wow. Oh, thank you.
The Chiefs 3, the Dolphins 4, and the Packers 5.
I did have the Dolphins at 6 when we were making this, just for your disclosure. My list is Buffalo 1, Kansas City 2, and I think those two teams are in kind of a class of their own.
Yeah.
Because they have the pedigree, they have the talent, they have the elite quarterback. I really love what I've seen from Jalen Hurts. I'm so sorry I hated you for made me say all those mean things about you. But Philly, I can't put them above Kansas City, even though they're 4-0. There might not be a team more complete than Philly, but I still need to see a little bit more from Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. It's scary to put Miami up there because, of course, Tua's going to be out for a minute. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how they look with Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm sure they'll look eerily similar.
But what they have done in the first quarter of the season is remarkable. They've looked really good. Their defense, like Javon Holland, is a fucking stud.
Yeah, 100%.
And their receivers are fucking deadly, dude. they win them games. And Tyreek Hill looks like he was a better deal than Devontae Adams right now because he's making more. He's making more of a
impact
of an impact than
Well,
Devontae.
don't feel bad. There's no way they would ever trade him to the Raiders. I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm serious. No,
Yeah,
no way.
no
They would
way.
ever trade him.
Yeah, no way. Not in division. And then the Packers with 5. They
all reliable.
That one was hard. It was literally because Rodgers.
It's Rodgers in that defense.
Yeah,
that's all it is. And I mean, I would say this: those receivers, those young receivers, are giving me a little hope. Yeah. Give me Dobbs. I want to see Watson, our boy Watson.
Yeah,
let's see what's up with him.
And then with the Bills, you know why they're number 1. It's because
we made a video about their quarterback that single-handedly almost launched his channel up like 100 subs.
That too, but they're missing big guys on defense, and I felt like their defense still played amazing last week against Baltimore. And the fact that they lost to the Miami game, that one was kind of a fluke. They had a bunch of injuries, the heat, all that stuff.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
And you just have this it's like a trump card with Josh Allen. It doesn't matter how bad their team plays. It doesn't matter if you have them stopped. He winds up making the fucking play.
It seems like Diggs and Allen are just the best tandem right now in the NFL when it comes to pass catcher QB.
Yeah, most definitely.
I haven't seen Stephon Diggs get stopped yet.
Yeah. And going into the Eagles, because I told you we was going to get that transition.
Thank you, sir.
The Eagles, for me, at number 2, they're just the most complete team. If they had a better quarterback than Josh Allen, I'll put them 1. But
too bad it doesn't exist right now.
Yeah. The whole thing with Jalen Hurts, of him improving, the way that he's playing, the way that the offense is running, best offensive line in football, arguably probably the best defensive line in football. They're fucking crazy, dude. And they have a matchup this week with the Arizona Cardinals, who are 2-2. Eagles, of course, undefeated 4-0. Philadelphia is 5-point favorites. Money line, Philly minus 235, Arizona plus 192. Over under 49.5 points. Injuries for the Eagles: Darius Slay, questionable. Avonte Maddox, doubtful. Jordan Maitala, questionable. Isaac Sumalu, questionable. And the injuries on the Cardinal side: Justin Pugh, questionable, and AJ Green is out with a knee.
I wish there was an over-under for how many yards Kyler will run just trying to escape the Eagles D-line. I would love to know, because I'm gonna go with the Eagles. Fuck the Cardinals.
Yeah, most
definitely. I have a lot of hatred for the Cardinals because they've always had our number. 2008 NFC Championship game where they PI'd Kevin Curtis, still not over it. But I think our team matches up well because I feel like they can't stop shit. And we can definitely stop their bullshit offense, and their offense hasn't looked good. I feel like they kind of got lucky to beat the Panthers. And Kyler and Cliff, man, it doesn't look good. And I know we can discount one half against the Raiders, sorry, Juan, as their best half of the season, but they haven't looked like that team since.
Yeah, you feel bad for him because I don't know if you've seen the JJ Watt press conference. He was like breaking down because of all the shit that's going on.
Poor guy.
I mean, it is fucked up.
Let me get my violin. It only plays fucking sad songs. Fuck that. Come on. I guess every fucking team should be fucking crying their ass off. What happened?
He had a problem with his heart.
Just because he got a heart, don't mean you got a heart, dog.
Ruthless, man.
I know. I'm glad he's okay. He seems like a nice
But what you said was right. Like, they don't look good. I was high on the Panthers going into that game. I thought they can win, but Baker has been fucking terrible.
Well, it's only because they played the other OU guy. That was like, fuck, I fucked with Baker in his head. Sam Darnold, get your arm warm, but you're coming back.
I think the one key to beat the Eagles is you're gonna have to run the ball. Because if you can't run the ball on them, it's over. It's done. You're not gonna win because you're gonna let those guys run free. They're going to pin their ears back. It's going to be 3rd down and long. And Darius Slay can just sit back in coverage all day and lock you down. But if you can get the run game going, get some play action in, all that good stuff, you can do it.
Some screens, yeah.
Right. But if there's one team I can bet on not getting that done, It's the fucking Cardinals.
So it sounds like you're an Eagle guy this week, Juan.
I'm rolling with the Eagles, man. I got the Eagles winning 31-20. I'll even be surprised if the Cardinals score 20 points. They can possibly like score like only like 13 or something.
I'm scared because Arizona's kind of desperate. They're breaking down, and the Eagles are kind of walking high and mighty. They kind of had an emotional win in Philadelphia, but against Jacksonville. Going Eagles 27-26. Fly, Eagles, fly. Fuck the Cardinals. They're a shitty bird. Eagles over Cardinals. Let's go. I want to see Jordan Davis. I want to see him get his first sack of his career against Kyler, and I want him to crush him. Because Kyler's how heavy is Kyler? Like 160? 70?
Yeah, probably like $170.
Jordan Davis could snap that fucking that little what do we call
Munchkin
like a fucking twig. So Jordan Davis, get an unnecessary roughness for landing on the quarterback and end this game early.
Enough said, bro. Let's go ahead and go to the Dallas Cowboys, who are facing the LA Rams. Cowboys 3-1, Rams 2-2, coming off that tough loss in Monday night. The Dallas Cowboys are 4.5 points underdogs. Money line Dallas plus 180, Rams are minus 220. The over-under for this one is 43 points. You were going to say something, Max?
There's a quarterback controversy brewing in Big D.
Some of the injuries for this one. Speaking of that quarterback, Dak Prescott, questionable with a thumb.
Hell no. Jerry Jones he can't grip it good enough, guys. I can't play him.
Dalton Schultz, PCL, questionable. Noah Brown, questionable. LA Rams side, Colton Shelton, ankle, questionable. And David Long Jr., leg, he is out. Look, man, could the Cowboys pull it off and be 4-1?
Absolutely. And it starts with Micah freaking Parsons.
You seen what the Niners did against that offensive line?
I do think that Sean McVay is going to have a little bit of a plan for Dan Quinn. But I will say this, Dan Quinn is not acting like a Dan Quinn. He's acting like somebody who ate Dan Quinn and took his ideas but made them 10 times better, because Dan Quinn's in his bag right now. He's not going that Seattle cover 3 every fucking play. He's mixing it up. You see Micah standing over the center. Then he's on the left tackle. Then he's on the right guard.
You know what, though, Max?
Go ahead.
I would say this about Dan Quinn. Out of all the Seattle Seahawks, cover 3 guys,
best one. Yeah.
He is definitely the best one, and he is definitely the most creative one.
He was the DC when they won their Super Bowl, right?
Yes.
And then he left.
Yeah. So I would say Gus Bradley's more the vanilla one.
Yeah, he's the plainest one.
Yeah, and then Kenny Norton is fucking terrible. I know from experience.
Yeah. You said it.
But Dan Quinn is creative, dude. I mean,
he's saving Mike McCarthy's job.
He is saving Mike McCarthy's job. And how many defensive coordinators can you think out there that would play Micah Parsons the way he plays him? Not many. Yeah, there's a couple in there like the Bill Belichick's of the world.
But maybe a Wade Phillips back in the day.
Wade Phillips, maybe a guy in New York, their defensive coordinator. I'm forgetting his name.
New York.
Yeah, New York Giants.
Oh, Wink Martindale.
Wink.
Maybe Leslie Frazier. Maybe
Leslie Frazier. Like I said.
Probably, good ones, though.
Yeah,
Good
ones. But not many in the league will use Micah Parsons the way Dan Quinn does. So you got to give him credit for that a little bit for Micah Parsons. I know Micah Parsons is probably amazing, and he'll succeed.
Oh, when he destroyed Mark Glowinski on Monday night, you were like, how's this guy blockable? So I think at the Rams, they have to be smart about this. You have to establish the run. The Cowboys have been pretty susceptible to the run, and I think that's because they're so geared up, ready to pin their freaking ears back and get after it. So hit them with some screens. Cooper Kupp, you got to beat Trayvon Diggs. You got to make him pay. And Stafford, don't put the Rams in bad positions by throwing the ball. And the O-line, you have to do something, because it can't just be O-line has to block better, because they're not good enough.
Well, that and Allen Robinson needs to fucking come alive. It can't be the Cooper Kupp show.
He's doing his thing.
It can't be the Cooper Kupp show.
I don't know why.
17 targets.
I don't
something
know.
like that, 15, 11, whatever the fuck the number was. It is absurd.
So there's something wrong with Allen Robinson. Stafford does not even look his freaking way.
So I was listening to a podcast, right? This guy's a former scout, and he was saying that his experience with a Bears scout or a Bears front office person that was talking about Allen Robinson. And he was saying that, yeah, he's talented, but he's kind of one of these dudes that he felt like thinks he's a little bit better than he is. So is he kind of getting exposed, or do you think it's just like
I
a
don't know.
kink situation, like new offense? But it's like, dude, you got Sean McVay. What the fuck is going on?
He had a really good week against Atlanta and just 2 vanishing weeks.
Dude, like Van Jefferson gets more fucking love
Yeah,
than Allen Robinson.
He hasn't even in this.
I know
year.
he's out, but
Yeah.
he's playing the Van Jefferson role. Like Van Jefferson was scoring touchdowns. And then, I mean, you can't compare him to Odell. Odell fucking seamlessly went into that offense. So they're missing that second guy.
He's not really a good enough route runner maybe for this offense.
I just don't know what it is, Max. And I even seen it on Monday night. There was a couple of times where they threw him some jump balls. He just couldn't come down with it. Part of it, Matthew Stafford's not playing the best fucking football we have seen. He looks a little hurt to me. He's throwing a lot of picks.
Bad O-line.
You know what? A bad O-line, the quarterback can look really bad, but I'm scared for the Rams, dude. I think the one thing that they got going that they can win this game is you got to get to fucking Cooper Rush. You have to make this guy make mistakes.
They have the defensive line to do it. Leonard Floyd and Aaron Donald have to get there. Yeah. Shout out to San Francisco's great scheme of not blocking Aaron Donald last week. That was sublime, really. I hope Dallas does something.
San Francisco has always, they have a history for managing pretty good with Aaron Donald.
Yeah, not that play. That was the worst drawn play in NFL history. Like, I'm going to bet on the Rams in this one. I'm going to pick them to win the game 28-13. And this is the main reason. Cooper Rush has looked really good for 2 weeks. He's definitely earned himself a job as a backup for years to come. But all good stories have to end sometime. And I think this is the end.
I'm betting on the Rams defensive line, their defensive just superstars, Aaron Donald, Bobby Wagner, and Jalen Ramsey. I feel like they're going to win this game for the Rams. I feel like the Rams are going to have a little bit more pep in their step. Cowboy fans are going to take over SoFi Stadium. It is in LA. I think they're going to have a little bit more jump to their fucking step this week, if that made any sense.
And I think McVay is going to kind of have some stuff schemed up for Dan Quinn, someone who's very familiar with his scheme.
Yeah.
And McVay, I think I just trust McVay right now, man. I know after the San Francisco, it's San Francisco. They lost to Buffalo, who's the best team in football. I have trust in McVay and the defense. That's what gets it done.
Exactly. I got Rams 31-27. And like Max said, he has Rams also 28-14. Let's go ahead and move on. This is where we start getting a little rapid fire in this one.
Yeah, maybe the next 7 weeks, we're going to rapid fire. Next 7 games, sorry.
San Francisco 49ers, 2-2, traveling to the Carolina Panthers, who are 1-3. Betting info, Carolina is plus 6.5 points. Money line, Carolina plus 222. San Francisco is minus 278. Over under 39 points. Injuries, Trent Williams out, Javon Kinlaw doubtful, Trey Lance on IR, Elijah Mitchell also out, basically on IR because he's out for a while. Carolina Panthers, Jeremy Chin questionable, and Laviska Shenault questionable. Look, I'm going with the Niners. I haven't. Last week Baker fucking
fucked
you. No, he reminded me. He was like, I'm Baker Mayfield, dude. I play shitty sometimes. Like, I know I have DJ Moore. I know I have Christian McCaffrey.
Do they know they have DJ Moore?
I don't know.
They've forgotten?
I don't think they fucking do.
Are you prepared to say your final goodbye to Matt Rule?
I think so.
Have you said your final goodbye?
I like Matt Rule too, man, but I think he's gonna be good as gone. If he gets blown out in this game and it looks ugly, the offense has to do something. That's the key. Like,
and they got Ben McAdoo, bro. What the fuck were people expecting? Like, this fool's a certified scrub. I thought we knew this.
And this is supposed to be the upgrade from
Joe Brady.
Joe Brady? Like, what the fuck, dude?
I don't know about that one, buddy. I trust Carolina's talent a little bit in this game, and Frisco coming off Monday night on a short week. I'm gonna go Frisco 24-20, but I wouldn't be surprised if this game's a blowout.
Yeah, I'm going with a close game also, just because I don't think Frisco has the ability to blow out people right now. They're not at full strength on the offensive side.
And unless Kyle Shanahan cracks the run game code.
Yeah.
Jimmy G can throw them some balls.
Yeah. I'm going with Frisco too, though. 23-17. I think they get that 2-game win streak going, and they go on a roll. Jacksonville Jaguars hosting the winless Houston Texans, who are 0-3-1. Jacksonville's 2-2. Jacksonville is 7-point favorites. That's a lot, honestly.
Yeah, I agree.
Money line for this one: Houston plus 260. Jacksonville is minus 335. Over under is 44.5 points. Texans Injuries: Brevin Jordan, hip, questionable. Blake Cashman, doubtful.
Sorry, I got to put something in there. I got to put something.
Zay Jones, ankle, questionable. And K. Lavon Chason is ankle with a questionable.
It's okay. That won't matter that much anymore.
Showed the scores accidentally. Don't pay attention to that, folks. But I'm going to go with the Jags. Straight up.
Me too.
Houston got to show me. I like Dameon Pierce, but Davis Mills has been playing fucking horrendous football.
The honeymoon's over for him. And I'll say this one. If Jacksonville's a legit team with actual hope to make the playoffs, you take care of business. I don't think they are because they're really young. Like you say, they're a really young freaking team. They might come back at the end. I think everyone should pump the brakes on Trevor Lawrence for playing bad in that rainstorm. He fumbled the ball, man. It was hard. It's not his fault there's a rainstorm.
To me, man, I think Trevor Lawrence is fucking way beyond better than any second-year quarterback so far. I think it's not even close. It's not. And I think he's like the Grim Reaper right now. I feel like he's going to play Davis Mills. He'll be like, I remember all that fucking talk you guys were saying last year. Mills playing better than me, blah, blah, blah. I think he's going to go out there and he's going to show why he was the number one pick. And Mills is going to have a terrible game and the Jags are going to win. And then we haven't even got to their defense. You know how legit Jacksonville defense is. They showed up against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Honestly.
They did their best, that's for sure. And, I would say this about their defense. One, they got a lot of talent, but there's also some pieces you're like, I wish we had a better cornerback than Shaquille Griffin.
Yeah.
Wish we had some better D tackles. Was there D tackles? That's my point.
Exactly.
It's not Trayvon Walker. It's not Josh Allen. Devin
It's
Lloyd's
just because they have so many interchangeable pieces. Like Walker kind of plays
D tackle. Josh Allen could pop in for a guard. So Jacksonville's going to win this game 24-22, and I think it's just because they're young. If this was Jacksonville next year, they're going to blow these fools out.
Yeah, Houston can't score enough points. It's Dameon Pierce in the offense, basically.
They are not the Chargers. They're not going to try to F up this game.
Yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully the Jacksonville Jaguars don't remind us why they're still the Jags. I got the Jags 24-13. Get that win, baby. Let's move on to the Tennessee Titans traveling to Washington. Washington 1-3, and the Titans are 2-2. Titans are 2.5-point favorites. Money line, Tennessee minus 145. Washington is plus 122. Over under is 42.5 points. Injuries for the Titans. Treylon Burks, doubtful with a turf toe. Taylor Lewan, knee, he's on IR. Washington, injuries. Jahan Dotson, questionable. Trey Turner with a quad, he's doubtful. And Sam Cosmi with a hand, he's doubtful. Look, I'm going with the Titans, man. I
learned my lesson one.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
It's not Carson Wentz, guys.
It is definitely
their O-line and Ron Rivera.
It's a combination of a lot of stuff. It's Ron Rivera. It's Carson Wentz. It's the offensive line.
That's a good way to put it. I just want to bring home that point where it's not just the quarterback. It's a systematic thing right now.
He's not helping anything. Let's just say that.
No, he's not.
And
he's going to get hurt at this rate.
I would put in Taylor Heineke at this point. Even fucking I can't believe I'm forgetting his name.
Howell?
Sam Howell. Put in Sam Howell. This receiving core is more than capable of doing things.
But I don't think it's that. I think they can't block long enough for
I
anything
think
to
you
happen.
I think you just need a guy that can just get him the ball. I don't think you need a gunslinger right now. And that's what does Carson Wentz do? He hangs on to the fucking ball.
Stays there.
He doesn't do him any fucking justice.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I find it very hard to believe that Tennessee is going to lose this game. I'm going Tennessee 24-9.
The only thing that scares me with Tennessee is their defense is soft. That's why I have Washington scoring 26.
I don't think they're going to be able to score 26 because they can't block long enough, and they got their right tackle out and their right guard out.
Maybe they show some signs.
Jeffrey Simmons and Bud Dupree, Danico Autry.
I know they got names. Man.
They're kicking the Colts O-line's ass.
They looked good last week, but I'm just saying sometimes their defense is like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah,
Tennessee 29-26.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and hit an NFC South division showdown. Atlanta Falcons 2-2. Bucks are 2-2. The Bucks are favored by 8 points. Jeez, what the fuck is going on? Tampa Bay minus 400. Atlanta is plus 310. Over under is 48 points. I just want to say this, Max.
Giselle, let me holla. Oh, is that not what you're gonna say?
No. Let's go over the injuries first. Cordell Patterson, he's out for this game. He's on IR. That's a big loss.
Yeah,
Carlton Davis on the third. questionable. Cameron Brate, questionable. And Akeem Hicks, he's out with a leg injury.
Tom Brady missed some practice this week because his ring finger is missing his wedding ring.
Jeez.
And his shoulders actually messed up a little bit. So
does the divorce fucking affect him? It has.
I think he's gonna have a mad good game because he's pissed off. He's gonna take it out on Atlanta.
I'm not gonna say it affects him bad, but it's gonna affect him. Whether it's in a good way or bad way.
Work it out. I think they're gonna work it out. Those.
You think so?
I think so. They're both Catholic. Catholics don't get divorced, do they?
I don't.
It was like death to us part or something. So I love Atlanta. C-B out is really bad.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss. They have no desire to get any of their bigger receivers involved, and they have to take chances to win this game. Unfortunately, I don't think Marcus Mariota is the guy to do that. This is a different animal, Tampa. Tampa's going to have this little get-right game. They're going to be pissed off coming off of the Chiefs, 33-13. Sorry, Atlanta.
I'm rolling with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers also. For the sake of my fantasy team, I'm wrong with this 10 points. Because I just traded for Drake London. I have Kyle Pitts on my team. These motherfuckers better ball out. So I'm rolling with the Falcons hard.
You're picking them?
I am not though. Tampa Bay 23-10. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But I think Tampa Bay getting embarrassed with the whole Brady situation this week. They actually can fucking stay home because of the fucking hurricane.
That too. That's the thing.
You know what I mean? That did affect them. And they're not playing the Chiefs. Cordell Patterson situation also.
That helps.
Miami Dolphins traveling to New York. Dolphins 3-1. Had a little mini bye week because they played on Thursday night. And the Jets 2-2. The Jets are 3-point underdogs. Money line. Jets are plus 143. Miami is minus 170. The over-under is 44.5 points. Injuries on the Dolphin side. Tua out with a concussion.
I think he has a concussion.
I think so. You think so?
No, it's probably his ass.
Oh, yeah. He hurt his ass while he was stumbling.
Yeah.
And I guess when people
his pinky toe.
When people have back injuries, Max, they get dizzy.
They get knocked unconscious. Yeah. I think it's bad. I think it's concussion. Might be. Yeah.
Xavier Howard, groin, he's questionable, and Byron Jones is out with an ankle.
Yeah.
Two big injuries for those guys. Quincy Williams, ankle, he's doubtful for the Jets, and Max Mitchell, knee, doubtful. We have a disagreement in this one. I'm just going to show it on the screen. Why do you think the Jets are going to win, Max?
Tua is an upgrade over Teddy B. I think the Dolphins will still have their little bit of, this is the difference to me between Teddy B. The offense will look similar. It'll do similar things, but I don't think Teddy B will unleash that ball. I think Tua's not afraid to throw that ball a little deep. It'll always be underthrown, of course, because he's got a noodle for an arm, but I don't think Teddy even has the gusto to just throw it down there and let Tyreek cook. And I don't think that these Jets are bad. They're 2-2. I believe in Zach Wilson. What I'm worried about is when they blitz and that defense ruining the game. I'm really worried, but I think the Jets have a legit chance to win this game.
I think the Jets do too. That's why I have it as a one-score game. I got Dolphins though 27-20.
I'm glad we agree though that it can be a close game.
Look, I think the most interesting piece of this puzzle is me and you both agree. The drop-off from Tua to Teddy is not humongous in our opinion. It's not totally different.
I think that's the thing I said is the only big difference, that Teddy B might never unleash it.
Yeah.
He's too scared.
But this is my whole thing. I selfishly wish that Tua was playing in this game because the Jets got two pretty good corners. They got DJ Reed from the Seahawks last year. And then they got Sauce, who's been playing amazing. He hasn't gave up a touchdown still. He's been playing out of his mind. I would love to see that matchup with Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill against those two guys.
Sauce is so much bigger than those fools. It's going to look funny. It really is.
And look, Sauce got some boosties more than you think. He can keep up with some fast guys, but
these aren't just fast.
I know. This is a great matchup, but look, I think we might get kind of fucked up in the aftermath of it because of Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah,
because it's not full effect Dolphins, But Dolphins should get that run game going. Raheem Mostert, I think he's established his starter. He's going to be the lead back there. It's not Chase Edmonds, even though they paid him that money. I think Mike McDaniels is going to run the ball. And
it'll be a good test for the Jets' run defense.
Yeah.
I want to see Quinn Williams really pop. Have you seen him lately?
Yeah.
I'm saying, have you seen him lately? What he looks like? Looks skinny, doesn't he? Bro, I saw him and I was like, what are you, 290 now?
I mean, maybe Salah told him lose a couple LBs.
He looks good though. I like Quinn Williams.
Yeah.
Really.
Another thing that scares me that might break open this game. I don't think the Dolphins are that good in secondary. They give up a lot of big plays.
Well, especially they're banged up.
Yeah, and with Byron Jones out and
I think the style of play is just like kind of
cover zero. We don't give a fuck.
Fuck them.
Exactly. So Max is rolling with the Jets. I'm rolling with the Dolphins. Let's go ahead and move on to the Seattle Seahawks. 2-2. Who would have thought? I wouldn't have thought.
I mean,
the Saints.
Fuck Russ. Hashtag.
The Saints. 1-3. This game is gonna be. Is this the London? No, this is not. They played in London last week.
Yeah.
Betting info for this one. The game is in New Orleans, so that means they're giving New Orleans a 5.5 point favorites for the spread. Sorry, I'm kind of reading it kind of weird. Money line: Seattle plus 196. New Orleans is minus 240, and the over under is 45.5 points. Injuries for the Seahawks: Jamal Adams, he's of course out for the season. Justin Coleman, calf, questionable, and injuries for the Saints, man. Y'all ready for this? Because it's a lot. Alvin Kamara, ribs, questionable. Jameis Winston, back, questionable. Michael Thomas, of course, he's on this injury list. Foot, questionable. And Andrews Pete, concussion. He is also questionable.
I think Jameis not being there might be a good thing for this game because the Seahawks are not more talented than the Saints. So as long as Andy Dalton just kind of moves them along, it doesn't throw the game away, the Saints have a good chance to win it.
Are you scared that Geno Smith might not write you back?
Absolutely. I'm absolutely scared of that. I wanted to pick Seattle, but I was like, I don't trust this 2 weeks in a row. This is also not the worst defense of all time, like the Lions. So that being said, I'm going Saints 27-13. I'm very scared of this game. I did not like picking it. I almost picked Seattle.
This one's scary because you're possibly betting with Andy Dalton. You're possibly betting on who the fuck's playing running back because the Broncos snatched up Latavius Murray from their practice squad. So Mark Ingram's going to be the starter. This scares the shit out of me. I'm going to be happy for Geno, though. If he wins another game and the Seahawks get it done, man, how amazing would that fucking be?
Broncos should have traded for Geno.
I'm just saying, dude, I know like stats can be deceiving. And of course, like it is insane, though, that Geno Smith is outplaying Russell Wilson by a wide margin.
It's also funny that a lot of people, and I believe I was one of these people, thought Drew Lock had a chance to start.
I didn't. I was definitely not.
No, definitely not you. No.
Drew Lock is terrible, but I'm rolling with the Saints. I'm rolling with the Red Rifle, possibly 24-17. Max got the Saints also 27-13. Seahawks, prove us wrong. Don't write us back, all right? New England Patriots hosting the Detroit Lions.
Oh man, this fucking game too.
New England 3-point favorites. Detroit is plus 135 for the money line. New England is minus 160. The over-under is 46.5 points. Injuries for the Lions: Armon St. Brown, questionable. DJ Chark, questionable. DeAndre Swift, questionable. Jonah Jackson, doubtful. Injuries for the Patriots: Mac Jones, he's still out with that high ankle sprain or whatever it was. Brian Hoyer, concussion, questionable. I think that's probably a good thing. Jonnu Smith, ankle, questionable. Okay, look. The Lions have the worst defense in the league, Max. It's 32. They're on a historical pace.
There are so many good players on Detroit, but their scheme on defense is so piss poor. It's going to give the Patriots a chance. I almost picked the Patriots and disclose. I'm just going to disclose. I picked the Lions 27-24. I'm so frightened because it's Jared Goff versus
Zappy.
And Jared Goff versus Bill Belichick. And I feel like Jared Goff could throw this game away really quickly.
We'll see, man. I'm sticking with my guns. I'm sticking with New England is not that good. I know they play Green Bay tough, but at the end of the day, they're 1-3 for a reason.
It's really, if Mac Jones was playing, I'd pick Patriots by far.
Really?
Yeah.
This is my whole thing.
I would change, but the graphic's been made, so I'm locked in.
This is my whole thing, man. All these injuries we see, right?
Yeah.
All these guys are questionable.
None of those guys play on defense.
I know, but look.
None of those guys matter.
It's crazy because all three of those guys were out last week.
And they
still scored all those fucking points. And I get it. It's Seattle, not the best of opponents. But this team can fucking score
I think
points.
They have the highest scoring offense.
Yeah, number one offense, bottom. I love it.
all they had to do was like give up 35 points and they'll win games.
What amount of points do they have to give up for Aaron Glenn to get fired this game?
40.
40?
They're like 30.
What
30.
if they score 39? Is he still fired?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So what's the number? Over 35 points, he's fired.
35 is bad. 35 is bad. Real bad.
What if they win, though? You can't fire him after a win.
I think you can fire him on that. Like, fucking promote Deuce Staley.
Look, I'm going with the Lions, man. I think their offense is legit, especially if all those guys get back healthy. Lions 30, Patriots 16. I don't trust the Patriots. They're bad. I'm not falling for it. I'm really not. Minnesota Vikings hosting the Chicago Bears, who are 2-2. Vikings are 3-1. Vikings are 7-point favorites. Money line, Chicago plus 260, Minnesota 335. Over under for this one is 44. Injuries, Bears, Cody Whitehair, questionable. David Montgomery, doubtful. Jalen Johnson, questionable. Vikings injuries, Andrew Booth out with a quad. Harrison Smith, arm, probable. Lewis Sign, leg, he's out. Look, beyond the fact that this game is a divisional game, that's the only weirdness that comes from this game.
Yeah.
Justin Fields and the Bears passing offense is horrendous. They can't pass the ball. If the Vikings can just stop the run game, the Vikings should win this game. Justin Jefferson should score points. He should get catches. Thielen should get going. Dalvin Cook, I have you on my fantasy team. I just traded for you. You better get going. Vikings got to win this game. You cannot lose to the Chicago Bears by any means.
You took everything I was going to say. So I don't know what to say. Minnesota 24, Chicago 21. I think the Vikings will not be able to stop the run game, but they'll be able to pull it out in the end because they're that much more talented.
If you want to say something to be positive about the Bears, if there's any ballsiness in them saying, you know what, everyone's been talking shit about our passing offense, this is the defense to do it against because the Vikings don't have that good of corners. Secondary in general. Harrison Smith is out, possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly. He's probable, though, so he'll probably play.
I don't think Chicago can take advantage of this.
I don't think so either. And would the Bears be able to pass on the Lions?
Yeah, anyone can. Yeah. Why not?
So you think the Lions bad is worse than the Bears bad? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
I can't wait for that matchup.
Man, that's going to be I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to make of that matchup.
So Max's score for this one is 24-21. He's going with the Vikings.
A little scared
about this one. Khalil Herbert. Khalil. Against Khalil.
What the fuck is that garbage?
Khalil. Because his name's Khalil, but Khalil. I'm saying it like that.
Yeah, I understand.
And then his
next game,
last name is
we're on this Cleveland one.
We're on the Cincinnati. Chargers. The nemesis, 2-2, playing the Cleveland Browns. This one was a great game last year. It was a shootout. They're playing the Browns, who are 2-2 also. Cleveland is 3-point underdogs in this one. Money line, Chargers are minus 160. Cleveland is plus 135. The over-under is 48 points. Injuries for the Chargers. Get ready, folks, because it's a lot. Keenan Allen, he's questionable with a hamstring still. Bosa, Slater, Jalen Guyton, all on IR, all out. Myles Garrett, he's gonna play in this one. He's not out, Max. I think, is it official that he's out?
I
seen a picture on practice.
They have him listed as out on the injury, but I should have put questionable. They put out.
I just seen him in practice.
I saw the car and I was like, oh fuck.
But they took a picture. I seen it on Instagram.
Oh, I hope he plays. That'd be crazy. That's 1 week after.
He looked fine to me. Yeah, he looked like he was gonna play.
I mean, it's a real hitter. We don't know.
We don't know. But hopefully he plays. Jadeveon Clowney, he's definitely out, and Anthony Walker is out with a quad. Look,
I don't like LA Chargers going to Cleveland right now. I'll put it like this. I'm going to be an asshole and pick the Chargers because I just can't quit these fuckers. I just can't quit. They're my crystal meth. They're that blue.
They're the cocaine Chargers with you, man.
No, they're that meth. They're that meth, that Walter White blue, the Heisenberg. I'm so fucking scared of because one, it's in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's a tough place to play. It's outside. The Chargers are kind of a finesse team. And Nick Chubb scares me. This Chargers defense scares the fuck out of me, man. So I'm scared. I have faith in Herbert and the boys. So I'm going LA Chargers 21-20. If one repeats me, I'm going to scream.
Cleveland Browns are going to win this game. Why? Because they can run the ball.
Yep, that's what I'm scared.
And I don't trust the Chargers last week with Austin Eckler. I don't. I think it was a bunch of fluff. He did score 3 touchdowns, but their run game wasn't that amazing. He is not the lead back. They use a 3-headed monster backfield with all those running backs that they have.
Well, it's like a 3-headed like puppy.
Yeah,
it's not really a monster.
Yeah. I don't know why I used monster, because usually when you say 3-headed, it's monster.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's like a 3-headed, like one's a monster and like 2 are like the goofy dragon from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, and I think the only reason, if Myles Garrett doesn't play, it's going to be a shootout. If he does play, I think the Browns are going to hold the Chargers pretty good, dude. And I just trust the Browns more right now. Jacoby Brissett hasn't been playing that bad, and I don't.
It's hard to trust the Browns after they lose to Atlanta.
Yeah, to Atlanta. I know, but I don't trust the Chargers, man. I trust the Browns more right now. Browns 33-30. Let's go ahead and move on to the Bills. Bills 3-1, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are 1-3. Buffalo is 14 points favorites in this one.
That's pretty bad.
Minus 900 for the Buffalo Bills. Pittsburgh is plus 600.
Jesus, I mean, you might as well throw 100 down on Pittsburgh.
You might as well. I'll throw like fucking $5 down. Fuck it. Over under 47 points. Mika Fitzpatrick, questionable. Cameron Hayward, questionable. Terrell Edmonds, concussion, questionable. Injuries for the Bills: Ed Oliver, questionable, and Isaiah McKenzie with a concussion, he's questionable. Look, unless Pickett comes out and fucking like dominates and George Pickens starts fucking getting involved, because the Bills have no cornerbacks low key, that's the only chance that they have. And Najee Harris just somehow finds daylight.
I don't think any of that's happening. I like Kahir Elam. He's been playing good as a rookie. Pittsburgh, sorry, you don't have enough in the ass. 38-17. Buffalo's a monster. Pittsburgh's little as a water gun. So good luck. Sorry, Pittsburgh. It's not your year.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Bills also, 31-17. Let's go on to the Green Bay Packers facing the New York Giants. The Giants are 3-1.
In London?
In London, not in Green Bay.
Is the last team to play in London that's never played there, Green Bay Packers. Did you know that?
Wow, I did not know that.
Shout out to my dad for that little bit of trivia he was dishing out all Sunday.
The Packers, 8-point favorites in this one. Money line Green Bay 385, New York Giants plus 300. I wouldn't mind putting some money on the Giants. Over under 41.5 points. Injuries for this one: Giants, Leonard Williams questionable, Sterling Shepard on IR, Daniel Jones is questionable with an ankle, and Packers injuries: Jaheir Alexander groin, he's questionable, and Adrian Amos concussion, questionable. I'm rolling with the Packers, man. I think it's going to be a close game. Saquon Barkley, I'm excited to see what he does against this front, but at the end of the day, the Packers have Aaron Rodgers, and the Giants potentially have Daniel Jones or whoever the fuck their backup is.
A hobbled Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
I mean, Saquon Barkley had to play quarterback at times. So Green Bay is too much. The only thing that scares you is London. That's the only little bit of doubt I have. But that being said, Green Bay 28, Giants 17.
Green Bay 26, the Giants 20.
Wow.
Let's go ahead and go to the last game. All right. This one is tomorrow. The Indianapolis Colts are 1-2-1. The Broncos are 2-2. This game is in Denver. It's on Thursday Night Football. The Denver Broncos are 3.5-point favorites. Their money line is minus 195. Indianapolis is plus 162. And the over-under is 43.5 points. Injuries for the Colts. Listen up, because it's a big one. Jonathan Taylor. I know it says doubtful. Max did the injuries early in the week. He is officially out. He is not going to be playing in this game. Shaq Leonard, concussion. He is questionable.
Rough season.
Yeah. And injuries for the Dolphins, man. We got news early this week that Javonte Williams.
the Broncos?
For the Broncos, excuse me.
Okay.
Javonte Williams has torn his ACL. He is on
PCL,
IR.
LCL. It was a lot worse.
Yeah. It's pretty bad for them. And Randy Gregory, what happened to Randy Gregory? Do you know?
Fucked up his knee. I'll look it up right now, but it said it was his
knee.
He's
on IR?
He's on IR, yeah.
Wow. So 2 big injuries for the Broncos and big injuries for the Colts, man. Naheem Hines is probably going to be the starter for the Colts. Take that for what it's worth.
Melvin Gordon is going to probably get some carries this week.
Do they trust Melvin Gordon?
I don't know how you do.
Look, fantasy owners are going nuts right now because everyone's picking up Mike Boone and Melvin Gordon. And people don't realize that they don't trust any of those guys so much that they had to pick up Latavius Murray off of the fucking street. Or not off the street, but off of the practice squad.
Yeah, he played. Come on, he played last week.
He scored a touchdown last week, and the Saints were like, "You're going back on fucking practice squad, all right?"
It's fucked up.
For real though. Tay Train, shout out to Tay Train. Yeah, man, the Broncos are in big trouble, but are the Colts weak enough and problematic enough that the Broncos can get it done?
Again, the Colts are desperate. If they lose this game, it might be time to say goodbye to Frank Wright. I'm calling it right now. If they lose this game, goodbye Frank Wright. It might not be this week. It'll probably be the next. But 2-1, you can kind of stomach that. The Colts haven't looked great. The O-line's been bad. But you know what? Broncos O-line's bad. Broncos are losing a pass rusher. So all they really have is Bradley Chubb and a couple of guys on the inside. Patrick Surtain's there. I know Jonathan Taylor's going to be out, which kind of hurts. But I'm still going with the Colts. 17-14, low-scoring game. I picked this before Jonathan Taylor. It doesn't really change my thinking because Jonathan Taylor, that 21 carries for 42 yards has been like that all year.
Yeah.
So
I'm rolling with the Colts too, man. I think a desperate team gets it done. And I just think the Broncos looked fucking terrible last week.
I agree, 100%.
They had, and the fact that Javonte Williams is out, that's huge.
If Melvin Gordon gets 10 carries,
he's gonna fumble one.
I would say so.
He got one carry max after he fumbled the ball against the Raiders.
He did take a play action snap where he was a decoy. So they're like, no, sir, not today.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the Colts too, 21-17. Oh man, this one's gonna be interesting, man, because whoever loses that game, their coach is either fired or on the hot seat.
I don't know about Nathaniel Hackett one. That's pretty fucked up to do after like 5 weeks.
Look, man, this is my philosophy through in and throughout. I've always believed in this. When you're a head coach, you have a specialty. What are you? Special teams guy / motivator. You know, you're a John Harbaugh. Are you an offensive guy? You know, like Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan. Are you a defensive guy? Mike Tomlin. You know what all those guys have in common? Their side of the ball, you don't have to fucking worry about. That part of your team is going to be dominant. Now, when you're an offensive head coach and your offense sucks, it worries the shit out of me. The Broncos are better on defense. That's a problem. That can't happen.
Absolutely, especially when you trade all those shit for Russell Wilson.
Yeah. And I feel like the Broncos they're living off Vic Fangio's success. Honestly.
That defense bailed them out, no doubt. And it's funny to say because if they win week 1, which they should have, it'd be 3-1. They'd be 3-1. It seems a little different, but 2-2, it's like, oh shit, what's going on?
I know this crazy. I don't even think this is crazy to say. Vic Fangio's a massive upgrade from Nathaniel Hackett.
I would say so. Yeah, I would absolutely say
that was a mistake. It was a regression.
I would say as of this point, you are correct.
Yeah. Broncos don't lose, man. Donkeys country. Let's ride on Thursday night.
Mount up.
And Max and Juan Cast, let's ride because we are riding all the way to 1K, man. We hope you guys enjoyed this content. We hope you guys enjoyed the live show. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Max, you were going to say something?
And Juan, shout out to one more slide we have to show about the lock of the week.
Oh, my goodness.
You don't want to fucking talk about it, bro. You don't want to talk about it. You're 0-4.
0-4, dude.
I'm 3-1.
Call me the fucking Detroit Lions, man, of 2000. What year? 06. I'm the 06 Lions, man. I'm fucking winless.
I think you have a great chance to get on the fucking board.
I know. I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm picking the Bills. I'm not going fucking crazy.
I was going to pick the Bills, but I didn't want to.
I'm surprised you didn't pick the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, I'm a little nervous.
You didn't want to fucking. Oh, you a little nervous?
A little nervous.
Let me find out, man.
Go with the pack, bro. Go pack, go one. Try to get a fucking double.
Bills Mafia, don't fucking fail me. I know we have a lot of you guys in our fucking subscriber section. I'm riding with y'all this week. Bills Mafia, don't fail me. Who failed me last week? I'm trying to think. The fucking Lions. The fucking Lions.
So let's recount. Who was your week 1?
My week 1 was the Bengals.
Bengals. Who would they play week 1?
They played the
Pittsburgh.
Was it Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Then they weren't the lock. They were the lock the next week. My lock in week 1.
So I know it was Bengals against Dallas, Raiders versus Cardinals.
Yeah.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was
it was Raiders against Titans.
Raiders against Titans.
That was my lock.
It was Detroit versus Seattle. I'll look it up real quick.
Yeah, please. I'm very curious because week 1, I'm trying to rethink some of the matchups that we had. And I can't fucking think.
San Francisco.
Oh my god, dude! San Francisco fucked me. They played Chicago.
Monsoon.
Week 2, it was the Cincinnati Bengals against the Cowboys. They lost.
Yep.
Week 3 was the Raiders against the Titans. That one was a pride one. My pride got the best of me right there.
Yes, it did. And then Detroit was like, "Fuck you."
And Detroit was like, "You're really gonna pick us? Like, we're the Lions, dude. Learn your lesson." So if you guys are betting, guys, don't fucking listen to me because I'm fucking terrible.
At the locks, yeah.
At the locks. Don't fucking trust me. So Bills Mafia, I'm sorry in advance. If you guys lose, blame it on me. Because
it's a curse.
If I lose, it's a curse.
Yeah, 100%.
If I lose, it's
100%.
What are you? 2 wins?
3-1.
3-1, you motherfucker,
The
man.
Bengals got me.
Bengals got you. Yeah, that one was tough. But let's go ahead and move out. Hopefully I get my lock of the week. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. We thank y'all for the support. We love you guys. We're grateful. All that good stuff. We are out. We'll see you guys Sunday night. Okay, we might go live again. All right, so stay tuned. We out. Peace.